Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Dan.
This is a board game rundown. This week we've got some news, a couple of Kickstarters. You're going to pick whose is better. We're probably going to cancel each other.
We might have the same, yeah.
And then we have got a top 5 selected by our producer, editor extraordinaire here. So,
That's
which
what
I'm
he does?
pretty excited.
Only sometimes.
He is the only reason this thing even works.
Yeah.
It's mostly just on Facebook.
So news is pretty light. They've announced the Spiel des Jahres.
That's what I have.
And the Kinderspiel, right?
That's what I have.
So the Spiel des Jahres was pictures.
Which I don't know anything about.
Actually, I looked up a little bit about pictures. And it sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, oh, that seems kind of light.
I'm pretty sure I saw Tom Vassell talk about it a while ago, but I don't remember.
So it looks like you got like all of these pictures of something, right? Like there's all these cards that come up. And then you draw randomly these components. It might be like a shoelace. Okay. And like some rocks. And maybe some colored blocks. And then you have X amount of time to you're going to get one of these images that you have to recreate then with the components, and then so you got to build the picture and then get everybody else to guess what picture it is.
Interesting.
Yeah. So you get points for everybody that guesses right, and then everybody that guesses right gets.
So
points.
You're doing like Pictionary with knickknacks.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It seems really cool.
Okay.
But you don't get everything, right? You like randomly get
the
knickknacks. I don't know. And then the Kinderspiel was the crew.
The crew, which I think almost everyone thought it was going to be.
Was the least shocking pick of like everything. I know very little about the crew.
Me too.
But
cooperative trick-taking game, right?
Right,
That's
yeah, and they said it takes it to like a different level.
Okay.
So that sounds interesting. Okay. I like trick-taking games, so.
I do not. So that's why I don't know anything about it. Oh my goodness.
I know, we're not violent today.
Yeah.
We're not violent. I'm going to make you play some trick-taking games that I think you'll like.
Okay. We'll try it out.
And if you don't like them, we're not friends.
Understandable. So just nothing would change. I don't like them.
That's true. That's true. Does anybody else have any news before we go to Kickstarters?
Was it, man.
Okay.
I was having a really hard time finding anything.
Yeah.
Slow week.
I mean, there just wasn't enough stuff that I really wanted to get into. I'm more interested in our other topics, I guess, today.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So Kickstarters. I've got 2.
I've got 2, which means we probably perfectly cancel each other.
Who wants to go first?
I will talk about one that is maybe not the crossover first.
Okay, do it.
Okay, so Turis.
Nope, not on mine.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Turis is by AP Board Games.
Okay.
Competitive worker placement game, which basically means worker placement game.
Yes.
So 1 to 4 players, 90 to 150 minutes, 18 days left.
Okay.
Funded, $76 for June of next year.
Oh.
There's all the important information. So this is a worker placement game.
Is it competitive though?
It is competitive.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good to know.
You get 2 actions per turn.
Okay.
And those actions include, they only listed 3.
Competitive actions?
Correct.
Okay.
I hate you. It's weird though because they listed 3 things, but the third thing also had a comma after it. But then it had a sentence in parentheses explaining the third thing, and I was like, I don't think you need a comma if you're explaining the third thing. There should,
So
it made me think there was a 4th action that was missing. But anyway, so 2 actions per turn. You either place a worker, you remove workers, that classic mechanic now that is becoming a thing, or you gather Ichor, which is like the in-game resources or resource management kind of thing.
Okay.
The thing that's different about this one, first of all, the art style, love it.
All right.
Love the art style of this game. But the thing that's different about this that I thought was, okay, I want to talk about this. This is interesting. It's a worker placement game.
Yep.
But there are monsters. There are beasts on the board that slowly move around the board and kill your workers.
Nice.
So that's the point of removing them. Is you get them on the spot, you take their actions, and you hurry up and get them out of there before these monsters walk around and kill your workers. And then you do have ways to hire new workers or revive the devils, I think you do, from this plant. Yeah. But just the mechanic of, okay, so this is a worker placement game where something is on the board hunting your workers. I was like, that's very interesting.
That sounds kind of
I like that a lot.
Sounds kind of fun.
So Turis, I thought that looked pretty cool.
Right on. Turis. You want to go next?
Sure. So I'll do the first one I saw.
Okay. I'm waiting for mine to get eliminated.
Yeah.
I saw this on my Facebook feed, and I was just like, this is kind of looks like a fun family game.
Okay, no.
It's Ragnar Rockstar.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that does look fun. I did not put it on my list.
Okay. I've seen it for a couple weeks now,
Yeah, it's like 35 euros to get the base game. Sure. I don't know what that translates into dollars, maybe $30 or so.
No, I think it goes up.
It goes up.
Yeah, it'd be like $41.
Okay, 41 for us.
39, 41, somewhere in there. Something like that.
It is funded. And it's like simultaneous play, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 1 to 4 players, but basically you're a
Nordic
god who's trying to like be the best rock star. Because Odin's starring this competition.
It looked fun.
And yeah, it looks fun. Like it's a dual layered board, which will make Bob happy.
Right?
and the
Rest in peace, Bob.
Yeah. And the main components look like was this board with 4 land masses that you move like an iceberg to connect them.
Okay.
You're trying to get people into your concert hall.
Yeah.
Sure.
And the more people you have in your concert hall, I guess the better you do.
Sure.
Yeah, you want the bigger crowd.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Sense.
Yeah. Rock and roll.
Yeah,
I like it.
I had never clicked on it. Honestly, I saw it, like I said, for like last 2 or 3 weeks. I've seen it, and I was like, Tim will talk about that eventually. Because like just the artwork on the picture, I was like, I'm not clicking on that.
I kept skipping it because I thought somebody else would talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It reminds me of
We're
that.
metagaming our metagaming.
Yeah. It reminds me of that Jack Black video game. I don't know if either of you know
Yeah.
it's like Rock of Ages or no,
Something
that's a
like
movie.
that.
That's the
School of
Brutal
Rock? School of Rock
Rock's
is
a
his movie.
I'm saying there's a video game.
Rock of Ages
Brutal
is
Rock?
different.
No, Brutal Legend.
Brutal
Legend,
Legend.
yeah.
It reminded me of that looking at it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks funny. I was just hoping Tim would talk about it eventually. So thanks, Jeff. Thanks for doing Tim's job.
All right,
Yep,
here's my big one. Here's my big one then.
Yeah, okay, so here's my big one then. Go ahead.
Escape the Night.
No, okay. I've known about this one for a while.
Okay, I'd never heard of this.
I thought you were going to talk about this last week, honestly.
No, I'd never heard of this. Apparently, it was like a YouTube reality show.
Yes.
And I'm intrigued, and I'm gonna go back and watch the YouTube show. I found it and I'm gonna watch it. But I found it today, so I must know. But Escape the Night is 2 to 11 players.
Yeah.
There's a solo mode available. Well, no, it kind of makes sense though, because you're going around a house and you're trying to solve these puzzles, and then once you kind of solve a room and get an artifact, everybody votes for two of the characters to face off, and then one of them gets eliminated from the game.
Oh.
So
Survivor.
Right. Now, at first I was like, well, that's a bummer, right? Player elimination.
Yes.
Wrong.
No.
Wrong. It is, if we're playing the 3 of us, we divide up all 11 characters between us.
Oh, interesting.
And then, so you're like, this guy is, you might go, well, this guy's not as useful and this guy's not as useful. So we're going to vote to send these 2 guys to face off.
Got it.
One of them gets bumped off.
So it's a game you would never actually want to play with 11 people. Because then there is hardcore player.
Right. Right. Yeah, probably. And I try to stay away from that 11-player game.
Sure.
Unless
that's what I said weird about. Was
unless
like,
it's werewolf.
So on theme, it makes sense. But like, on what other game do you see 1 or 2 to 11 players
right,
or whatever?
Right,
like,
right,
that's
right.
so crazy.
But anyways, they've got a ton of different pledge levels. $40 like the base game. $65 is a premium version. And then there's like $85 as a signed copy of the premium.
Ooh.
$99, this is a weird one, gives you a premium and a regular version of the game.
Got it.
And then there's like a retailer's pledge
Okay.
as well. There's other levels that go up. You can get like signed things from like creators of the show and things like that.
Okay.
Speaking
You
of
can
creators,
get yourself put in the game like on one of the cards.
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
That's fun, yeah.
I like when games do that a lot, even though I can never afford to do it.
So
The thing that really interests me about this, you mentioned the creators of the game, is I'm pretty sure I watched the video for this, like I said a while ago. This board game was designed by the creators of the TV show.
correct.
All right. Yeah, I was just about to ask.
Like,
if they
they
So,
designed
so
it.
I can
That's
dig
so
it, right?
weird.
That's an extra plus.
That's
for
not
me.
something you see very often.
Yeah.
Not
Like, these guys
often.
are not board game designers. They literally just say like, yeah, we designed this TV show and we both really like board games, so we designed a board game.
Yeah, like we thought this would make a good show. We thought this would translate over.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They're right.
It looks
pretty
cool.
good.
Yeah, Escape Room Survivor.
Here's the only thing I think is a little ambitious.
Okay.
Says that it will be delivered in December of this year.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe
I mean, they got that TV show budget though. That's risky.
I don't think that's happening. I'm saying if you back this, it will ship. I don't think it's shipping in the next 12 months.
yeah.
You're like, it'll ship in December, eventually.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. I'll be right eventually.
Yeah.
It'll ship.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was mine.
No, that's cool.
That's
That's a good game.
Okay, what do you got now?
Good looking thing.
Is this we're going to have crossover?
I thought you already said your 2.
No, I just said one. Escape the Night.
Okay, so this is Northgard, right?
Nope.
Oh,
what's Northgard?
Goodness. Okay, so Northgard, Uncharted Lands, by Open Sesame Games.
Okay.
It is a streamlined 4X game based on Norse mythology.
Okay. Norse. Okay. Just checking.
Just Norse mythology. Like, what's even up there?
Who knows? Is it like UP, Michigan? Like, or is it further north?
Yeah.
Oh, those sneaky Canadians.
So 2 to 5 players, 45 to 90 minutes, 37 days left.
Okay.
So much time. I'll probably even talk about this game again. There's so much time.
Sure.
It is funded $59, again, of June next year. I was thinking this over the last couple of weeks of Kickstarters, there is so much for June of next year.
Yeah.
Like, if you're backing stuff now, your next summer is going to be insane.
Which is really interesting, I guess, because Chinese New Year shuts down like all production of games in February for almost the whole month.
Got it.
So I guess if they ramp production back up and then get them on the boats by May, maybe that's doable. That's a little like, I've backed a lot of Kickstarters and pay attention to that stuff, and you kind of see like a pattern, how that works. So June might work. Also, I guess that leaves you room if they want to release at either Origins or Gen Con and like have a big release. So they can make Origins if it ships by June. If it's a month late, they can still make Gen Con.
Ooh.
So, all right, I'm done. Sorry.
Boring talk over here. Back to the game.
Actually.
Now back to the good part.
Waiting for that still. How can we get back to the good part if we never even were at the good part?
Are you still talking?
Sorry.
So this is a tile placement game. I'm going to talk about Northgard still, by the way, from like an hour ago.
Is it Northgard or Norse Guard?
Northgard.
Northgard
is ARD.
Okay. Based on Norse mythology.
Yes.
Not horse mythology.
You're really having trouble with this for some reason.
I just like giving you a hard time.
Okay.
Is it competitive?
So this is a tile placement game.
Okay.
Like Carcassonne looking, where you're building out these square tiles. And the tiles have dotted lines.
I think this is also a video game.
It is based on the video game universe.
There you go. Okay.
Yes, you are correct.
All right.
Yeah, because I was like, this sounds so familiar. I've seen this like...
Yes, it is based in that universe, but I've never played this video game. So
yeah, it looks interesting.
So you're placing tiles, and it is like there's dotted lines separating the tiles into regions, and then there are also resources on the tiles. So you then claim the territories by moving your little fighters, your little warrior guys around.
Sure.
And then you gain the resources at the end of the rounds, whatever, on the resources that you control. And there is, of course, fighting. You have hero units that also go around and add with your military, and you're fighting around on this map that you are building, gaining territories, gaining resources.
I like the building of the map.
Exactly.
Right? That adds to replayability.
There's also, it was really weird looking into this. There's some kind of deck building thing in it too, but it's like at the end of each round, you take one card and add it to your deck of cards that you're doing. So just every round you're adding one card from this pool thing or something. It's so anything about the video game that you know that would help explain how this plays?
No, not really.
Okay.
Because I like I've seen it like advertised on like some of those like indie showcase things, but each time I'm like, that looks cool. It seems like a Norse game that I would pick up if I had the time, you know?
Right.
I do believe the factions are asymmetric in the game. I could not find player sheets and stuff talking about or cards saying what their asymmetric powers were, but when it talks about the factions, it says like bear faction.
Oh, right.
Like they are strong in military or whatever, and it's like Raven faction. Watch out for their scouts or something. So like there's clearly some kind of asymmetric thing, but I can't actually see what they are.
Sure.
And if I remember, like the game is not the video game is not like it's more of like a tactical.
Which is why it would go into this board game so well.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's tile placement.
Sure.
Yeah. If I remember correctly.
But it is some kind of like exploring a map.
Yeah, it's like tactical. I think it, if I remember, because there are a bunch of Norse video games out there, but it's like you have an army, you kind of control that army as it moves along like Viking era Iceland or whatever, wherever it takes place. And you have to like...
In the north.
Yeah. You have to make sure you don't run out of food, and you have to make sure you able like to battle other armies and stuff.
You do at the end of every round you do have to feed your people as
well.
Feed your troops. I don't know how it works, but
but that's kind of what confused me about the game too. I was like, that seems interesting. I'm not sure like how it would like actually like play out and stuff. So
could be interesting.
But I thought Northgard looked pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Northgard. I can't believe we didn't have crossover.
Yeah,
I thought you would pick the one.
When you said 2 and I said 2, I was like, uh-oh.
So what do you got? What's your next one?
All right. So my next one on the Kickstarter said was an RPG board game.
Not me. Okay, yeah, we're good.
And I don't know how it like does an RPG board game. It like says it was a hybrid. I don't know why that wouldn't be just like a legacy board game type deal. But so I'm going to try to pronounce this right. Zhangxi, Blood in the Banquet Hall.
Yep.
And I thought it looked cool because I really like martial arts and Asian films. So
yeah, this one is weird looking.
Yeah,
I listened to a pretty okay podcast talk about this game. Not too long ago.
Yep. Our buddies at the board game mechanics did talk about it, and it sounds really interesting because it's like generations of a family.
Specifically, Katie.
Yeah, Katie did. Uh-oh.
You're welcome.
Oh, boy.
She said, next time I want my name specifically dropped.
Pandering, flash the pandering.
And encourage the cowardly dog next to me. The sign at me.
Oh, boy. Yeah, no, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, it's funded. It's $65 for the base game. And it's like the play is split into like 2 sections.
Mm-hmm.
Like day and night.
Right.
And I believe in the day you're trying to like build up your restaurant.
You're running your restaurant.
Yeah.
And then at night, what happens?
And then at night, Chinese hopping vampires attack.
Yeah!
Oh, that makes sense.
That's awesome. What? You're fighting ghosts from the old world.
It's so funny. It's literally just a family drama during the day. And then at night, we fight ninja vampires. Like, what is happening?
But specifically, Chinese hopping vampires that around like this.
They're like the monsters and ghost stories that come after you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I love it. I love it. I'm glad you brought it up. I think it's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my last one.
It's different.
Since we all have different ones, my last one is I watched the video and I thought it was kind of funny.
Okay.
It was basically a couple. They are cruise ship magicians. And because of the pandemic, they're basically home and have nothing to do. So they designed a board game based on an experience of living under a pandemic, which is Supply Run, grocery shopping.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
So
I will say, I thought you were going to go a different direction when you talked about magicians on a cruise.
Yeah. I know, right?
No, it makes perfect sense.
I know. Well, I just watched the video. I thought their story was kind of fun.
Sure.
So anyways, they designed this game. Each person has a grocery list, and you're trying to get to the grocery store, and you can get like coupons, which give you different abilities. So because you're trying to get all your items, you got to be the first one to get all your items and check out. But then there's other things happening, like people freaking out and grabbing all the toilet paper.
Oh my God.
Or murder hornets show up.
Hornets. Well, only for one turn.
Right? Yeah. They go real quick. Anyways, there's like a ton of different stuff that kind of goes in as you're going through the supermarket and you're trying to like get everything and you got to like socially distance as well. There's all this stuff you got to do. It's so like on point.
Yeah, that's funny.
The only thing I didn't love is that it's like $50. So I don't know. I don't know. It could just be because they're small independent people making a game. They don't have really a way to produce it cheaply.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it seems like you're paying a little bit more, but this is just like 2 people, right? And I kind of love that. Like I love supporting like the little guy. You want to help them. The other thing I thought was super ambitious is it said that it will deliver in October of 2020.
Okay.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm going to say. Unless they are producing it stateside. Because I don't think there's any way they can be produced overseas and brought to the United States. And they're Canadian, so they would, they're in the same continent as us.
Yeah.
So unless they're producing it
your
somewhere
geography is getting really good
around us, it's getting better.
Yeah.
It's getting better. Those hopping vampires teach you a lot at night.
Yeah.
So anyways, Supply Run,
is it funded?
Grocery shopping. I believe it is.
Okay.
I believe it is funded. It's just like a cute little game.
Yeah, no, it sounds fun.
With the board, and it seems like kind of crazy.
So is it timed? You were talking about having to do your thing. I was just wondering.
I don't remember. But there's events happening which will like jack up what you're trying to do.
Sure.
So Anyways, that's all of our Kickstarters. So if you're going to vote, I had Escape the Night and Supply Run, grocery shopping in 2020. Mm-hmm. I
had Turis, and I had Northgard something, I can't remember, Uncharted Lands.
Okay.
Northgard, Uncharted Lands, and Turis.
Man, Turis sounds good, dude.
I just love that idea. That's original. We've been talking about originality in worker placing games recently, and I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then you have...
I had Ragnarok Star. And Jiangxi, Blood at the Banquet Hall.
Blood at the Banquet Hall. Hopping vampires at night.
Yes.
It's amazing.
The best.
And thanks to Katie Smith from our friends at the Board Game Mechanics.
Yeah. Hey.
Oh no! Pandering alert!
Don't hop on my pander.
Pandering alert!
He doesn't mean it.
Yeah, it's totally disingenuous.
Yeah.
So today, our top 5... which I thought you had a brilliant suggestion. Jeff wanted to talk about games with unique art.
Or
your favorite art.
Yes.
I was like, or puppies? Like what?
So I have Dalmatian, number 1.
I have St. Bernards. You do this all the time.
Yeah.
I just had to do it.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, we've each brought a top 5 with games that have either like really unique art or our favorite art.
Yeah.
For me, I tried to pick. I mean, for me, they're the same. The categories basically like favorite art, unique art.
So for me,
yeah,
I don't mean to make you hate me, Jeff, but like I just don't think about that.
Oh no,
you know, like I say originally like I just did with Turis. I said it looks gorgeous. I love the look of that game. But then it stops mattering to me after that.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then I just kind of have games that I like.
But if there's a game whose art you hate, you notice that, right?
Yes. More so, yes. But that's just a human nature that is
so like
stronger than
Dinosaur
love.
Island?
Definitely not on the list. Yeah, I'll say that. No, honestly, though, that would have been an honorable mention in the unique category.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of games look like that. I just don't like it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, so let's go first with the top 5.
Yeah, well, so let me just say to that. My thing was like, if you start on like a shelf and you never played it before, you'd be like, "Oh, that looks cool. Let's see what that's about."
In Dan's case, he's gonna go, "Nope," because I hate that color scheme.
Yeah, no, like something like that, or like
it took so much for me to buy that game. I was like, I hate this.
It's a good game.
I hate this look, but it's a good game.
It's a really good game.
But now I want Dinogenics instead.
Oh,
it looks so cool.
You can have both.
I know.
The universe will allow for both to coexist.
I know,
right next to each other.
If I play them both back to back, I think it would make sense to sell one. I'm just saying. But
sure.
Okay. Anyway, I think Jeff should go first.
All right, Jeff. This is your category.
Okay.
Mr. Artist.
So my first one is Barrage.
Oh, Barrage. Okay. Yes. I want to go next because my game will be similar in some ways.
Yeah.
So go on.
I think I know that.
Because this. So
I don't know.
So you guys did an unboxing of this.
Yes.
And review before I came on.
Yes, we did.
And I didn't know that, but I was out in our store out there, and I saw it on, and I was like, Art Deco! I love Art Deco!
I do too.
Yes.
I do too.
I don't think it's used enough. I think it's a very niche art style.
Yeah, sure.
And especially with Barrage, it's like...
Well, that 20s... art design and feel, and Barrage implements it so well.
Mm.
I love it.
I'm a fan as well. I did not put any games on my list though that I have not played.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Well, Barrage is also excellent. We can play Barrage sometime. Barrage is excellent.
But just on that, I was like, oh yes, I like that. All right, that's really cool. It's very unique.
It's really good.
Not a lot of other board games use that kind of Art Deco style. So.
Right. So the reason I want to go next is because my number 5 game is also Art Deco style.
Oh, okay.
Euphoria.
Oh, okay.
From Stonemaier Games.
Okay.
So Euphoria is like a worker placement game, but if your workers get too smart, they run off. So you need to keep your workers dumb so that they don't realize that they're being manipulated and living in this utopia.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But it's got like this really crazy, like really vibrant color scheme to it.
Yeah, so it has off the top of my head, I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's like the poster for The Rocketeer.
Yes.
It's like
which again is kind of like Art Deco, right? Yeah. Like the way the buildings look and everything.
I love that.
When I sat down and played that game, like I was just that was one of the first games I fell in love with the artwork. Mm-hmm. Like just the colors and the design. I love Art Deco as well. Yeah. So like when you were like Barrage, I was like, oh crap. Yes, let's do it. So I'm in with you 100%. And I love Euphoria anyways. That is a top 10 game for me.
Yeah. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I want to.
It's so good. It is so good.
So Dan, what's your Art Deco game?
What's your Art Deco game? You wrote down like 12. So.
I personally see this game as Art Deco. Oh, Dinosaur Island.
Someone does not understand art.
Nope, I don't. So I don't know. I'll get the easy one out of the way. Sure. Everyone obviously knew I was going to talk about Lords of Hellas.
Lords of Hellas has amazing art.
I love the art of, and it is actually unique as well because it is gringy, Greek. Grungy. It's grinchy too at the same time.
So if it's Greek grunge, would it be grungy?
Grunky?
So it is grungy, Greek, cyberpunk.
Yeah. Well, cyberpunk is grungy.
Well, I know, but okay. I'm just saying. Oh, you can have like super clean cyberpunk.
Yeah, sure. I guess steampunk is more grungy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, so that is unique in and of itself. But honestly, I just have it on this list because I love the look of this game.
The look of the game is amazing.
Nothing about the look of this game I don't like. There's not a single card. Yeah, every card in the game, like even the little cards under the monument, you know, they give you the upgrade or something. Just the design of that card and the back of the card. Yeah. I love everything about the look of this game.
It's great.
So yes, I know I talk about it all the time.
No, but it's worthy.
I love the art style of Lords of Hellas. It's one of my favorite looking games I've ever seen.
I 100% endorse that.
It's the token Lords of Hellas.
100% endorse that. All right, Jeff, what's your number 4? Lords of Hellas.
Lords of Hellas. No.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we all like that one.
Actually, it's
also acceptable is Euphoria.
Second and first one too.
Yeah.
So let's see which one I want.
I'm waiting for him to get to the really weird ones. I'm just saying.
All right, I will do a weird one that I saw. Okay. CO2.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's
nice
weird.
artwork.
Yeah,
nice artwork though.
Yeah,
it's very distinct.
I was on the Board Game Geek, waiting for the last episode to process and stuff. Just being like, I wonder what has unique art style. What is this?
Yeah.
It looks like colorful coffee rings on the cover.
Yeah, that cover is weird.
Yeah. But the cool thing is it has that same style on the board.
Yep.
I was like, I was not expecting them to translate that
scheme
to
really
the board.
Good.
And it's like, I guess it's about air pollution.
It's totally, yeah.
Everybody's
it's like semi-cooperative.
Okay.
So you're trying to reduce the pollution levels because everybody can lose, but you're trying to also have the cleanest.
Be the best at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to do bad things to the environment sometimes to get ahead.
Sure.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
And even the board itself is like a freaking circle. It's,
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
Not what you'd really consider a board look, I
guess.
Yeah.
Right. My
super interesting, super unique.
Yep.
My number 4 is a relatively new game, and I fell in love with this art style. I love it so much. Mezzo.
Oh yeah.
Mezzo.
I should have known you were going to talk about that.
The art in Mezzo. I know I've had Mezzo on the brain.
Sure.
I'm dying to get it to the table, but I can go through and look at the artistic depictions, renderings of all the gods in that game, and the way that the board looks and lays out, it feels so in with the theme. Mm-hmm. The art is great. I mean, the components are great too. Whatever. Anyways, Mezzo. I love also that orangey red with the greens. It's very earthy. It's really neat. I don't know. There's just something about that whole color palette that really appeals.
Yeah.
And also, again, feels very on point with the theme. It's very clear, what style of game you're playing, just by looking at it.
Sure.
I love Mezzo.
One of the best things about Euphoria. You look at the game and you're instantly in that mindset.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
Yes.
Okay. What should I talk about next? I'll do this one. I love the look. And partly because of the theme, but the look goes into the theme.
Okay.
Of Time Stories.
Yeah.
I love the look of Time Stories.
I thought about mentioning that.
Yeah, I love the futuristic cleanness of the board.
Right.
But then the gorgeous art style of the places you're going to and the character design.
Yes.
Like the character designs that they're doing and stuff. Like, yeah, the mixture of the grungy. No, but the mixture of that kind of dirty past.
Yeah, depending on where you are in the past. Sure.
And yeah, I guess that's true too, is that then each module almost has its own art style.
It does.
Like the Marcy case looks totally different than the Asylum, whatever the first one's called. But then it always meshes with that futuristic, clean look.
Right.
And
it's brilliant. No, it's
like it
very well.
Again, just a game for me. That's that. A lot of these games are going to be this, so I'm going to repeat this. But you're instantly in the theme with this game. You see that futuristic, beautiful palette and the way the pieces move with the time track, and you know what it is. And then you go back in time, and you're instantly in the mindset of, okay, this dirty asylum and taking these characters and stuff. Like, game does a great job.
It's really good.
And so I have a weakness anyway because of time travel games and stuff, but I think Time Stories does it so well. It's gorgeous.
It is.
Do you get to kill Bruce Willis?
Well,
you don't. Only if you're playing as Bruce Willis.
Right. You have to be Bruce Willis to kill Bruce Willis. It's brilliant. And really, you only want to kill old Bruce Willis because he's not as cool and fun as young Bruce Willis was.
What do you mean?
Like, don't kill him pre-Die Hard or Pulp Fiction.
He has at least 2 facial expressions now.
I'm making one of them. Then the other one is like, slightly more like I'm trying to poop.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your number 3?
Okay, so I have a soft spot for the
on your head. Oh, what?
Yes, about right here. I have a soft spot for the classic Universal movie monsters.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Horrified.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah.
I do too.
And I like that art style because not only do they take the kind of realistic look of the characters, but they combine it with a very stylized lighting and color tone.
Yes. Yep.
And I wrote it down here. They do it almost all in blues, reds, yellows, and greens.
Yes.
And depending on the character, it'll be like
like the shading.
Yeah, like on Frankenstein's monster, the light will be yellow, but the shades will be like greens to the
they do
stuff.
really. I don't know like what it is with like the color wheel, right? Whatever. But they really do combine the colors very well.
And it's a very interesting style, and it's like not something you normally would think of when you think of, well, if I'm going to make a Universal movie monster game, what should the color style be? Because you'd probably want to go something more like black and white.
Exactly. Either that, because you don't want to get into the problem that all they're purposely almost have very different color palettes.
Yes.
Frankenstein doesn't look right in a Dracula universe, right?
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
And if you go like too detailed, it's just gonna like be like, well, all right, it's cool art, but it doesn't.
It's all unique. It doesn't match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's almost too easy to do the sepia tone or the black and white, and they came up with something that works.
I think it works amazing for the board game that does.
And it's a really good board game, anyways. And
I was about to say, great co-op game.
It is a good indicator, right? That art is a good indicator on like how much care went into making that game. So
I want to play it at some point.
That's good.
Wink, nudge, nudge.
All right, we can make it so. Board game roulette.
Yeah.
Throw it on the shelf.
That's another game he taught me extremely quickly. We played. It was fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a really good time. My number 3 has amazing artwork. I was drawn into this game just because of the artwork. Have you played or heard of or seen Abyss?
That game has amazing artwork.
Boom!
That is on my honorable mention list because I've yet to play it. I've only seen it, and it is famous for its artwork.
It is beautiful. I mean, the box cover is just a face, right? And it there's variants, so you can get different ones. And it was one of those where the art is so nice, it's like, oh, do I buy multiple copies of this? I would get murdered if I did that, but I do have one copy of the game. I love the artwork. The artwork and the cards, the board is beautiful. Like, it's sort of like Lords of Hellas. Like, every bit of art in that game is amazing and top notch and like beautifully rendered. It's almost all like paintings. It's so solid. Yeah. It's really good. And yes, it's Abyss. Fantastic artwork.
Well, and a lot of the cards are just close-up face shots of these like undersea creature humanoids. And so this water painted, like everything almost has that look of like, you know when you're looking through like sunlit water and you have that wavy
like watercolor.
look? Yeah, like everything has that look. It's gorgeous.
It's really good. Yeah. It's really well done. It's really well done. And it's a good game anyways, but Abyss.
Yep. Haven't played it. Looks cool. So next, Abyss. That's a pretty good game. I love the art of Oceans.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah,
that didn't even occur to me.
Yeah,
which is shameful.
A sin.
It is. But I don't know that I would have put it on the list. I don't know what Oceans would have bumped off of my list. But Oceans has fantastic artwork.
Yes, I love the artwork of Oceans.
Especially the deep cards.
Yeah,
They're so good.
I honestly don't know what to say about it. Just look at these pictures. They're nice.
You'll look at me like, I'm giving Jeff stuff to do.
He's got to do homework.
Yeah.
No, but it's just the boards are simple enough. Just a lot of the stuff going into the art style on the cards and on I want to say on the fish, but we use the upgraded token and stuff anyway.
Right.
And everything, but I just
would you say that game design is elegant with the artwork?
Shimmer.
No.
What? Get out.
No, it's a very pretty game. It's a game that you see it set up on the table, and you're just like,
ooh,
man, that looks good. Yeah, like what is that? And and yes, part of that is because of the amazing components, but also just the art style they chose, and again, going with the other thing, the color palette that they chose, which is pretty obvious for an ocean game.
Top notch.
But yeah, it's stunning
and
looking.
The deep cards are fantastic.
Yeah.
Whether you get the regular edition or the premium edition, I do recommend the premium or deluxe edition if you can swing it, because the sleeves for the cards are awesome.
It's not.
The extra components, it's like
$20
$20
more. Yeah, it's still like a deluxe version for And
then you get like the hologram or the shiny
foil.
The foil, yes, the foil deep cards. Oh, it's so good, so good. All right, I'm gonna stop gushing over.
Yeah, but game. Ocean's pretty game. I like it. I played it and I was like, that looked good.
Yeah. It's interesting that you bring up Oceans.
There we go. It's Oceans. What's going on?
So my
I'm
game
gonna have to
kinda,
pee after this.
Yeah, water looks good in games. That's what we're learning.
And we have Barrage. That's all about water.
It's a very high up game. You could say very new game, but it kind of goes along with that naturalistic look of Oceans.
Okay.
Wingspan.
Oh yeah. Wingspan has fantastic artwork.
And I put it on here because it looks like all the pictures of the birds look like you could find them in a bird book.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like for those like really, high-end bird watching hobbyist books.
They kind of are bird books because the bottom of every card tells you a fact about that bird.
Right. It's like its size. And,
it's like its region.
Right.
Stuff,
Yes.
Yeah. And like it just looks very naturalistic, and like the board has like a.
That's 2 Stonemeyer games on here so
I know.
far. And only 1 Awakened Realms game.
Yeah. Step it up.
I didn't freaking Awaken Realms.
I actually, I
could have
actually didn't write Nemesis. Honorable mention.
I didn't.
6.
I didn't. Yeah, I've gotta throw one in on mine because I need to talk about it. But yeah, Wingspan's great, man. That's a really good choice.
I mean, I don't have much more to say about it because not a lot more you could say about that art style besides what I already said.
It's also one of the most famous games in the world, so people have probably seen it at this
point.
You
go.
Also true.
I didn't realize it was that
it's huge.
Popular
it's
so far right now.
Huge.
So.
We will learn you about board games, man.
Oh yeah,
learn some stuff. All right,
it's coming.
My number 2 art style is very unique, but it fits the game so well. GKR Heavy Hitters.
Okay.
I love like the punk graffiti style of the game. Like it's very like spray painty, like blotchy. And it just goes along because you're spray painting buildings with corporate logos, like in a competitive TV show.
So this is gonna be kind of off topic, but if you haven't played this, find a way to track down a copy of Jetset Radio.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
You would like that game, I think, if you really like that kind of style.
I do.
But anyway, so sorry to go off on a tangent.
No. But GKR Heavy Hitters. Designed by Weta Workshop, so they're the New Zealand production company. Did like all the effects for like Lord of the Rings, What We Do in the Shadows, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, Peter Jackson's group works with them. Yeah,
Peter Jackson's thing.
Their stuff is great. They do like District 9. I mean, their style is amazing.
Oh, I love it.
Their style is so good, and GKR is very unique. Like it's when you're playing the game, you're like, yep, this all makes sense.
Yeah,
and all the cards have like there's jokes on the cards in the flavor text. So good. I love every component in that game. The artwork is awesome. Yeah. Absolutely love it.
The best part by far are the sponsorship cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the artwork on them is perfect. It literally they're designed to almost look like a billboard.
Yep.
And then they have their logo, like it's literally like, drink Sprunk and get the energy you need.
Yeah, Spaz Cola.
And then that card, if you drink it, like gives you additional movement or something. So it's like you're showing off the sponsor, like, see, I can move fast because I'm on Sprunk. You know, I love that.
It's brilliant. It's so good. Yeah. So good. GKR, heavy hitters, giant killer robots. Doesn't get better than that. Well, it does, because I got one more that I like better.
So number 3.
This is your number 2.
No, number 3 Stonemeyer game.
Oh!
All
right. Everyone knew I was going to talk about Scythe.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about talking about that if you didn't. So
I specifically, that was the one where I was like, I'm leaving that off the list.
I knew that you were going to.
Because it is amazing artwork and deserves to be talked about.
Going like the Lords of Hellas, there is not a single thing they chose in that game that is not beautiful and in-universe. Everything. The back of the cards that make them look like envelopes and stuff, and the back of the battle cards, the way that's designed, just it perfectly fits what that universe is trying to show you. And then that's just the back of the cards and the pieces, stuff like that. Then you look at the board, and it's just stunning.
Such a nice map.
There's a reason we had a conversation recently where I was told, hey, just the guy who does the art for Scythe also does the art for like this cartoon show. You should check it out.
It's not cartoon. It's live action.
Oh, it's live action. Okay.
Yeah, Tales from the Loop.
For some reason I thought it was cartoon, but yeah, like so I love what he did with Scythe, and I don't. The game's stunning.
Scythe is beautiful.
There's a reason I want
the encounter
a TV
cards.
show.
The encounter cards are like the best.
Yeah, the encounter cards show you a tiny glimpse of the universe.
Yeah, it's like this weird window into like everyday life.
Yeah.
And it could be like some kids playing in the field, and then in the background there's like a rusted out mech or a building on fire. You know what I mean? It's just really neat stuff with it. And
and you always get the option to end the age of innocence.
Oh yeah, where you just do something horrible.
Where you just like take
shoot their dog.
So really quickly, I wrote down the artist's name.
Okay.
So I wouldn't forget. Jacob, spelled really weird. I'm gonna actually put his name up here because I'm gonna probably mispronounce this. Rosalski.
Okay.
And what's interesting about his other art is it's kind of like what you were saying. Like humans are mostly at the forefront of his art with the mechs and robotics and weirdness in the background are almost out of frame.
Right. It's always on the peripheral.
He is so good at world building.
Yeah,
that's what that art does.
And I wanted to put his name up here in case if you like the art of Scythe, you should definitely check out his other stuff.
He's amazing. He is amazing. I agree.
And his art style too, it's more painterly.
Yes.
Than trying to get every little detail in there.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's painterly and it almost looks like, this is weird to explain because it's technically see-through, but you look at his art, from Scythe, and it always looks like you're looking through a breeze of wind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It always looks like you're looking through wind.
It's weird that you say that because I never thought of that. And then the second you said it, I'm like, yep.
Yeah, and I love his art style. But yeah, that's one of the things that I like about the Scythe art so much, and just Jacob's art, I guess, in general, is he is so good at world building because the people are at the front, and you just feel what they feel. You see this world they're living in, which is why I would like to see a TV show so much.
It conveys the feeling so much.
Yeah.
But it really does.
Yeah, Scythe. Again, like Lords of Hellas, everyone knew I was going to talk about it.
It's fine.
It's beautiful.
It's good. It's good. All right, what's your number 1?
All right. So I had to move stuff around because I was like, I'll talk about Scythe if Dan doesn't mention it.
Right.
So a card game I saw, I think it's a card game. Yeah, it was a card game. That was really interesting because I had not seen this art style done so in such a theme anywhere else. Is Battle Line?
Oh, okay. I know Battle Line.
I don't.
It looks like ancient Greek, pottery.
Oh, okay. Right on.
And, wall paintings.
Yeah.
But, they go so far into that style that, each character, they even get the weird, hand positions that,
When you said ancient Greek, I thought of Birdcage, where they're looking at their bowls. Are these little boys playing leapfrog? Sorry. Inappropriate, but really funny.
And even the typeface on the cards is ancient Greek inspired.
Like that weird that font or whatever.
Yeah, the weird font where it's the E's
looks like it's chiseled in
triangles.
stone.
Yeah.
Yes, fantastic. I like it. I'm gonna have to look that up. That sounds really neat.
So I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Sure, different.
Do you want me to go next, and then you have the last word on?
Yes.
All right, don't blow it. Okay. Yours better be good.
Okay.
All right. Mine, again, I think
this is better than mine?
I don't know. the painting style is something that really appeals to me. And I absolutely love the artwork in Raccoon Tycoon.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm a sucker because I love one of my favorite Muppet productions, Jim Henson Productions, is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. So like it's all these different like forest critters, blah blah blah, like living. And this game is all like these animals, right? Like so there's bears and dogs, but they're like in suits with like pocket watches. You know, they all look all very classy. Yeah. Look like what, like 1860s maybe, you know. And Raccoon Tycoon is an awesome game anyways, but all of the artwork, all of the cards like fit the style, and it's just really funny like to see like a really big fluffy cat with like a big hat and a dress. I don't know how else to explain it. It's freaking adorable.
It kind of reminded me when I first saw it of the art for Mr. Toad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know? Absolutely. It's definitely along those lines, but cleaner and more.
Yeah. Definitely more cleaner and stuff. But more like, say detailed too.
But like along in that theme kind of thing. Yeah. No, I love Raccoon Tycoon's artwork. It is one of my favorites.
Okay.
I love it.
I tend to not love anthropomorphic animals.
Sure.
So like
Scooby-Doo hater.
Well, that's the thing is in cartoons I love it for some reason. I love The Great Mouse Detective.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies.
It's fantastic.
But for some reason in games and stuff, I just don't. Video games, board games, I don't know.
It's fine to be wrong.
I get
it. Cool.
I've learned that.
When it works, it works. When it doesn't, it's like.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. Speaking of when it works, it works. When it doesn't, it doesn't. This is an art style that does not get used very often. But I'm okay with that.
Stick figures.
But I'm okay with that because
it's joking. Hazard, I'll punch you.
But I don't want this art style to get overused. Okay. I think that when it fits the theme, yes, I love it.
80s vaporware.
I purposely had this as number one because I originally wrote down a different game, knowing that something might happen today that would make a game replace it. So I originally
did that happen?
Yes. So I originally wrote Boss Monster.
Oh, okay.
Knowing that there was a chance.
Oh, now I know what's happening.
Yeah.
Now I know what's happening. I'm excited.
Knowing that there was a chance that I would be able to play 8-bit attack.
8-bit attack.
Right there today.
Bam.
I love that pixelated 8-bit look. I just don't want it to get overused.
Sure.
When it fits the theme. Boss Monster's perfect.
Boss Monster has great artwork. I think 8-bit attack, because the cards are bigger, like kind of... it's just like, even more.
Like showcases it
more.
And better resolution for bigger
cards.
Oh yeah, it's probably 16-bit actually.
Oh.
but yeah, so I love pixelated artwork.
Yeah.
I love
done well.
I specifically was like, I kind of hope I get to play 8-bit attack today because I'll get to talk about that instead of Boss Monster, which is also a good looking game, but yeah, I love that. But yeah, I don't know what else to say because 8-bit is 8-bit.
It is 8-bit, but when done well with like fun characters, like a Hell Goose.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that Hell Goose every day.
It's just it's an art style again, mentioning that will always, as long as they use it correctly, which is what I hope they always do, will always instantly get you in the mindset of what it did. You're like, oh, this is an old-fashioned side-scrolling video game or something. Like I know exactly what I'm doing here.
Yep.
It did it extremely well. So I wanted to mention 8-bit attack.
Yeah. No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's great. Honorable mentions.
I have a few.
Yeah, I have a few too.
And then, while you guys do your few, I'm going to grab the Meeple Game Society list real quick.
So I wanted to mention, I was wondering if someone was going to talk about Root.
I left Root off of the list because I thought it would get picked up by somebody else.
I thought Tim was going to talk about it.
Root,
I don't like anthropomorphic animals.
I think Root has amazing artwork, and everybody should at least look at that.
So I have Vast.
Oh, sure.
On my list.
There's an anthropomorphic dragon?
That's called a dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you know. So Vast has a very cartoon artwork, but it fits the game super well. Everything is super clear in the game. I like the look of Vast a lot. I think it does not get enough attention in general.
Sure.
But I wanted to mention that. I like the artwork.
There you go.
So there's one I saw on Board Game Geek that I don't even... Like, I just looked at the cover. I'm just like, that is a strange looking cover. Flum. Flamme Rouge.
Oh, Flamme Rouge. Yeah,
I've heard of it.
It's like a
racing game.
It's bike racing game.
Yeah, bicycle.
But the cover, the characters are so. It's done in like an illustrated painterly style, but the characters are just so caricatured.
Yeah. No, look up Flamme Rouge. It's got really neat.
And I recently rewatched Triplets of Belleville. If you guys.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I was kind of in that mindset of, oh, that's really cool, weird caricature kind of stuff. Sure. Yeah, that doesn't really get used a lot.
It's a very distinct choice.
Yeah, very distinct choice.
One of my honorable mentions, and man, this might have bumped something, but I don't know what because it would have been really tough. But Tainted Grail from Awakened Realms has some of the most amazing artwork, and because you're in this misty, foggy land, all of the artwork has this weird vagueness with very stark details in some areas, and then some stuff is kind of obscured. It's really neat. I love it. The artwork is so good and goes in with the design and really conveys this feeling.
Yeah, and I'll just jump on that and say Nemesis as well. I'm genuinely surprised I forgot to write down Nemesis at first because
you're gonna lose some friends.
Yeah, because Nemesis, it's not insanely original or unique or anything, but it's a game that perfectly encapsulates the universe it's trying to show you. And again, I guess I'm just gonna be redundant, and it does it perfectly.
Sure.
I'm just gonna end the sentence with that. There is nothing that I think they need to change in the design of that game, the card design and the board design and the monsters design. Well, monster design isn't artwork, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Nemesis is fantastic.
Really
that's what Awakened Realms does.
It is.
They set a universe and they go, look how good this is.
It is.
So
I can tell you that it's not on here, but for me personally, Cthulhu Wars and Planet Apocalypse both have amazing artwork throughout. I like the Cthulhu Wars artwork just a little bit more because it's a little more colorful. There's a little more color to it, where Planet Apocalypse, it's almost like sketches, found in an old book.
Yeah,
it's what the drawings of the monsters look like, which is really cool.
Catherine actually said she doesn't care about artwork at all. She's never even thought about it, but the only thing that could come to her head was she was like, oh, that really big game we played at Meeple with Tim, I like the look of that. And I was like, oh, that's got to be Cthulhu.
It's got to be,
so
right?
One thing she thought of was she liked the look of Cthulhu.
There you go.
Boom. On our Meeple Game Society Facebook page, which you are welcome to join and talk with us there, the top vote getters, Scythe.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't look at it.
Brass Birmingham, that's the new implementation. I've never played Brass. I don't even think I've seen it, but I've heard everybody talk about how beautiful
good looking game
it looks. Also, another game I have not seen, I'm aware of, Parks.
Oh yeah,
got a lot of votes.
Super famous.
Yeah, I looked that up after I saw it. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Brass has that cool Age of Industry.
Yeah,
right.
So yeah.
And then tied for 4 and 5 are tied. Rising Sun, which has fantastic artwork.
Sure.
Come On Games, Eric Lang game. It's really good.
I haven't seen the actual artwork. I don't like. I'm in the minority here. I don't like the look of the board.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Yeah, I get it.
No, but Rising Sun has really good artwork, and then Root also tied.
Oh, okay.
So Root will get mentioned, and then for your brother Zach, this did get a bunch of votes and was right behind Root. Deep Madness.
Oh, nice. Deep Madness. Okay.
So we'll give him a little
that's a weird one to me, honestly, unless they're going for unique art, because I guess they're not going for Deep Madness to me is just weird because it's a good looking game, but it's so dark and everything.
Yeah.
It's not like anything really jumps out at me. But I guess it sets a universe well, which is something that matters to me.
Right. Because it is dark. It is dark.
The last, I'm just gonna list 2 things really quick without even talking about them. You'll get it. Dark Souls. I just like the look. It's Dark Souls.
Right.
And Underwater Cities, I like the look of, but it's the problem with Underwater Cities mentioning it to me is that
I think the components are more.
That's
than
the thing.
artwork.
It almost falls more under that. I do like the artwork, but I feel like it's actually the components that elevate the look of the game.
I agree.
And then make you feel better about the artwork.
I agree.
But so the last one I wanted to actually mention, though, I just wanted to skim over those. I'm just going to say this one, but the whole line of Architects of the West Kingdom.
You like that style? Sure.
I like that style a lot. I don't know why.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's...
The first one I played was Architects, and I was just like, oh, this is cool. And I saw their other games, and I was like, I don't know why, but I like this.
Sure. Sometimes it just clicks, man.
Yeah, it's just very clean cartoon. Yeah, I like it.
I have 2 more.
Yeah.
Really quick honorable mentions.
Throw them at us.
First one, I'm going to pronounce this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's a Teotihuacan.
Oh, Teotihuacan?
Yeah, the art. I almost put that on my...
Yeah,
that
like
art
I saw, I was like, oh, that looks really cool. It's like almost non-art, I would call it.
In a weird way, but it's so good, and it's very on theme.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool, looking very different. The other one, Downforce.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Another racing game.
Yeah, basically because the box art looked like some sort of like movie poster for like
it does.
It's like
a Days of Thunder
Racer.
Or something. Yeah,
yeah.
But then the actual board looked very minimalistic.
Yeah,
right, like cartoony.
Right.
But
the box art gets you ramped up though. You're like, oh yeah. Oh,
I was like,
I don't know. I definitely get Speed Racer vibes from the box art.
Sure.
Which sets me up for the cartoon inside.
Sure.
Even though it's a minimalistic cartoon, like it does get me in the mindset. So. Yeah.
Right on. That was a good... See, you did all right. You were less than enthusiastic about this
one. I wasn't less enthusiastic. I was just like, man, I don't know anything about this topic, guys.
Clearly, because you didn't have any Art Deco games on your list.
Yeah.
Fist bump.
I mentioned
Deco
the Rocketeer.
But you did. But anyways, that's been our top 5. Hopefully, we've turned you on to some interesting Kickstarters. Check out the Spiel des Jahres and Kenner Spiel des Jahres games.
And Jacob's art.
Yeah.
Yes. Please, please, please. The Art of Scythe. Again, posting that name. Real quick. Games we've been playing. We played 8-Bit Attack.
We skipped that.
We did. 8-Bit Attack we played. We played Scythe.
We played Scythe.
For the record, I did not cheat at Scythe.
He cheated.
Did not cheat at Scythe.
He beat me by 1 point because he took back his last turn 3 times.
No, not 3 times. I did a turn, and I go, no, wait. I took it back and did a different turn, which cost the same, and changed nothing on the board, and then went, oh no, that's a bad idea, and then went back to my original turn. That is all I did.
During the game, we had a 20-minute conversation about how much we hate people min-maxing their last turn in games.
Yeah, but we hate it when it takes 45 minutes for them to do.
Whatever,
I did mine in the span of 2 minutes, because I went, oh crap, that was a horrible decision to switch that.
And then I literally told him, said the second he took his turn back, I said, you beat me by 1 point.
No, you said if you beat me by less than 3 points.
Oh, I said if you beat me by less than 3, but then after that I said, I bet he beat me by 1 point.
Man.
And then he beat me by 1 point. I was so... I take the moral first place, okay? I did not take back my last turn. I planned ahead. This really weird thing. I'm planning ahead.
This is what's called a close call.
and then I
finish.
All I hear is sour grapes.
And then I played Underwater Cities. So Underwater Cities, Scythe.
I thrive off the limitations.
And Conclusio.
Conclusio, yeah. So we got some good games in.
Yeah.
I lost playing Planet Apocalypse solo, but I had fun doing it.
Yep.
So.
Even you can't beat you.
I can't even. Well, it's me versus the game.
Whatever.
Yeah, it just beat me down. Beat me down. Like, cheat at Scythe, will you?
See, he admitted it.
Whew, I don't have to listen to these wild
accusations. And take that snippet of audio and just keep repeating that.
On a loop.
I don't have this problem. I've just been busy being obsessed with Ghost of Tsushima on the PS4.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. Look at you, traitor.
It looks so good.
This is a board game show.
Well, see you guys.
So, thanks again for watching. Check out our friends at the Board Game Mechanics.
What artwork do they like, Tim?
Let us know what artwork you like. They kind of did in the poll that we posted earlier this week. But you can also comment on the YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Let us know what you think. Don't forget to tell us which Kickstarter you like. Super important. Pick mine. Very important.
Less important.
Super important. Or Jeff's. My feelings are less hurt by that.
Whatever.
It's a thing. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I've been Tim.
I've been Jeff.
I've been Dan.
We'll see you next time.
And take that snippet of audio and just keep repeating that.
On a loop. Cheat at Scythe, will you? 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 Cheat at Scythe, will you?
See, you admitted it.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.